And the executive director, Dr. Jeremy Lustig, joins us via Skype to talk about the Troops of St. George. Jeremy, thanks so much for being with us. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, Kevin and Jay.
Well, hey, tell us, because this is a little new to me. Tell us about the Troops of St. George.
Sure. We are a Catholic apostolate that is, the context of the apostolate is in the outdoors. We're basically a father and son grouping. So, you know, it's in order for for the son to be there, the father has to be there as well. We're unapologetically Catholic, and it's just a place for our fathers and sons, but particularly our sons, to develop masculine virtue.
And people, of course, are familiar with organizations such as 4-H Boy and Girl Scouts. Why is it important to offer a Catholic organization like this?
You know, for me, I want my son to be inundated with his faith. There's plenty of organizations out there, whether it be from schooling or just sporting events, where there's diversity. But I think in the state that we are in now, to have my son to see the Catholic faith living out and to see it with other fathers and sons, I think is vital. And so it's just a different organization. Secondly, it's not only so much just about the faith, but it is, you know, where else do we have an organization where a boy has a time to be just with his father and learning, and the two can grow together? And that just doesn't exist. And that's what this organization is definitely filling that void.
And why did you pick St. George, Jeremy?
You know, the organization was founded about 5 years ago by Dr. Taylor Marshall. And he chose St. George just due to his masculine virtue and kind of the story and the mystery behind St. George and the dragon. And it's a really neat story. And it's basically a story that he used to tell to his children. And from there, that is the reason that he picked the Troops of St. George.
And one item of note is that the Troops of St. George refer to authentic masculinity. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we get that question often. You know, masculinity oftentimes is this machismo look, and this rough and tough man. In all honesty, what we mean by the masculinity is it's more of a chivalry. It's more of teaching a boy to be a true man, you know, not to retire to his man cave, but to retire to his family. And just to grow up, the kind of man that stands out and is there for his entire family and for others as well.
Mm. You know, we as parents, and I know you have 5 children, Jeremy, correct?
I do.
And I have 3 children. We are the first teachers of the faith to our children, I think play such a vital role. How has it been for the kids to be with their dads while they're learning about all of these things, but also in a Catholic environment?
You know, it's really amazing. The environment is what builds it. So, you know, we're in the outdoors. We camp in the outdoors. We have Mass in the outdoors. And to sit around a fire with your son and pray the rosary with a bunch of men, I think it's an amazing example to your son that it is masculine to pray. You know, that sometimes is not the way that the world sees it. And our boys have an opportunity to sit out there and to discern whatever it is that God's calling is for them, whether it be to the priesthood or to some sort of holy life or just to holy fatherhood. But it's an amazing way to do it, and to just have that time to bond with your son. I will tell you, it is the one thing that my wife doesn't allow us to miss. She is so sold on the fact that when we go to these campouts and we come back, we're better people. We're better father and son. I'm a better husband. It's just a really good growth opportunity, and that pairing is so vital.
What's the reaction been from people? Have people been seeking you out, and have they been reacting that this is something that they've been looking for?
Yeah, we are really on a growth curve. You know, we got a little bit of a slow start, but that was done intentionally. The goal was to, one, become a Catholic apostolate, and that took a little over 4 years. We finally received our letter. We were vetted out by Bishop Michael Olson of the Diocese of Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. We received recognition and acknowledgement from Cardinal Raymond Burke. And so we waited for those things to happen before we really hit our growth. Now we have over 50, and we're moving up towards 60 troops nationwide. We have about 1,500 members. Membership, again, as a father and a son. And a lot of that growth has just happened over the past 9 months to a year. We've published our first field manual, which is, the grouping of assignments and things for the boys to do and to learn. And they're based on faith. They're also based on how to start a fire. So it's just a lot of outdoor type of thing. It's rugged, but it's holy, and it's an amazing organization, I got to tell you.
I love the idea of father and son, especially in today's society where we don't seem to have enough time. Any time you can have with your children is wonderful. Where can people learn more about the Troops of St. George?
It's very simple. Go to our website, which is troopsofstgeorge.org, and you spell all that out, Troops of St. George. And on there's a troop finder where you can click and find where on the map we're located if we're near you. And there's also a really easy method of being able to start your own troop. We're really hands-on. We're a very small group that kind of control the home office. And so you'll speak to either myself or our Director of Communications, Brian Squibbs, and we will help to get that troop set up or to help point you to a troop that's nearby.
Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Thrilled to hear what you're doing. Very important. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.